What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. We have Supergirl Season 2, Episode 3. Welcome to Earth! Sorry, that's all I could think about. Just Independence Day. Why not? So anyway, this is kind of we get into a bit of civil rights for aliens in this one. Come to find out that there are several aliens living among people now. And it's kind of interesting because we started to see a bit more as far as alien life goes near the end of last season. We knew the DEO was in place specifically for this reason, but what we didn't really know is that there really are a lot of aliens, and this dive bar that Alex goes with this girl, I can't remember her name, but she's going to be I don't know, it feels like every single show nowadays has to have some sort of gay character because we have to promote that. I mean, I understand that a lot of people want to put a variety of people in there, but it feels like they're just sort of forcing it in our faces now. Just like, accept it, accept it. And whenever somebody does that to me, it makes me not want to accept it. Like, it produces the opposite reaction. But yeah, I mean, it's not even like she's trying to. It would be one thing if it just sort of came up in conversation, but it's almost the first thing she mentions is that, oh yeah, she used to be my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, so you are very clearly trying to really put that out there. And they're even putting up the possibility that maybe her and Alex are going to get together, which I didn't think Alex swung that way, but anything to get two hot girls together, right? Anyway. Sorry, don't want to rant about that. I know a lot of people are probably going to be pissed that I'm even ranting about it, but I honestly just don't like it when shows try to force that on people because, if you accept it, that's fine. If you don't accept it, that's fine too. Everybody can have their own opinion, so to force it on people is just as bad as trying to force the other side on people. So, but yeah, Alex gets to see this dive bar with all of these aliens there, and they're just hanging out. It's a place for them to go because they're not really accepted in society. So, of course, we have the president, which, because it's a woman president, and the woman president, or the woman candidate right now is not a good choice. As soon as I heard Madam President, I'm just like, oh no, it can't be Hillary, can it? But no, it's completely different. Apparently this one's an alien, which actually would explain both Hillary and Trump. Maybe they are aliens. Anyway. But yeah, we see at the end, it felt like maybe they were setting this up. And so by the end, whenever she starts walking away and the camera's following her, I'm like, okay, so what? She's gonna, eyes glow or something? Her eyes glow. And I'm like, okay, yeah, she's an alien. Which also kind of makes sense, the fact that she's pushing for aliens to be, sort of accepted in society. But yeah, this is a typical. I don't know, it feels like I've seen this done before. I can't remember where, but I feel like I've seen something like this done, maybe like X-Men mutant stuff, maybe on the cartoon show. I can't remember, but it feels like I've seen this done before where the president is pushing for rights for the aliens or the mutants or whoever, and then an alien or a mutant attacks her. And honestly, I don't know, it would have made more sense to me if it wasn't an alien attacking. Because whenever she first gets attacked, it's like, oh, it's somebody with heat vision. And I'm just like, what if somebody created a weapon that could fake heat vision? But by the end of it, it is actually an alien with heat vision. I just feel like it would have been much more interesting if we found a human who was against the alien thing, but they tried to blame aliens for attacking the president, so that's why. That's why they attacked. But it ends up just being this alien whose thought process is nobody's going to actually accept us, so let's try to kill the one person that is actually accepting us. I don't know, this girl's motivations just seem really off to me. And it's my only complaint with this episode is that this villain did not seem like she had good motivations. It felt like she was trying to attack somebody that had the exact opposite mindset than what she felt. Like she said she'd been on several planets, and every single time people had kind of outed her because she was different than everybody else. And so in my mind, honestly, I'm thinking, so why did you attack her? That doesn't explain why you attacked. It only explains why you would hate humans. Anyway, so that was my one problem with this episode. They did not give a really good answer for why this girl attacked. She just kind of said, "Oh, I hate humans." Um, so I don't know. It seemed weird. It seemed out of place. But it's kind of this episode was more set to sort of show where they're going with this. You know, the fact that aliens are on their way to being accepted into society. Meanwhile, you've got Project Cadmus, which is against aliens being accepted in society, no doubt. So they'll probably have something to say about this. It'll be interesting to see how that plays into it, because I feel like this is probably going to be a main storyline going forward. But also going on, the Kryptonian that woke up, which actually found out he's not actually Kryptonian, he's from another planet in the Kryptonian region. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Draxum or something like that. But he wakes up and attacks and then leaves. And so obviously they're blaming him for the attack on the president, which is just like, it's obviously not going to be this guy because he's very good looking, which means Kara's going to fall in love with him. I mean, that's pretty much what they're going for here. I mean, I can't imagine that they just have this random good looking dude show up on the show that's also just like Kara with his powers, and they're not gonna get together. And they both lost their home worlds. Yeah, I mean, come on, they're very clearly setting this up here. But I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, like I said about last season, I hated when they tried to do the relationship stuff because they did it so poorly. Maybe they'll do it better this season. Maybe it won't be just so, oh, he's good looking and that's all I need. Maybe there will actually be a connection between them before they hook up. I mean, you know, they just started talking at the end of this episode and that was all. They just were talking about their home planets and what happened and the fact that they needed to try to get along. So I won't mind it if they do go that route, as long as they do it well, as long as it's a progression, as long as it's not just, oh, you're good looking, I'm good to go, let's hang out and date and stuff like that. But yeah, the other part of this episode was kind of a minor thing, but something I figured they were going to do. Jimmy takes over for Kat. We saw that at the end of last episode. And so Kara's boss, the newspaper guy, he sees the opportunity to kind of assert his authority, and Jimmy at first just kind of lets him walk all over him. And so, of course, at the end of the episode, Jimmy asserts his authority and shows that he is the boss, and kind of gets the guy to respect him for it. Which it kind of made me wonder, like, why doesn't he already respect him? Because Jimmy's supposed to be a pretty damn good reporter. And so you think this guy would actually respect the fact that he knows what reporting is like. He's done it before. And that's the one reason he didn't respect Kara, because she hasn't done it before. So, I don't know. I thought that he would respect Jimmy more, but he didn't at first until Jimmy finally stood up for himself, and then he was like, okay, yeah, I respect you. I'll do whatever you want. But this was just kind of the episode to say Jimmy's the boss. He does have the balls to do it. He's not just going to let people walk over him, even though he's generally been such a, I guess, a passive-aggressive type person. Like, he never really confronts the problem head-on most of the time. This is the first time he's really done that. So, it was interesting to see him do that, but it was just kind of a side story in this one as Kara's becoming a reporter. You know, she has to do a headline on Lana Luthor and her new device, which, another scene that weirded me out. Like, she has this device that you test the skin and it determines whether or not it's, you know, a human or alien in disguise. So she does it, and of course, green light. And then Supergirl, like, uses her laser vision when her back is turned, and then she does it, and it green light. She's like, wait, I would understand if maybe it said that the device was not functional, but how come using laser vision on it makes it actually work? I'm confused. Anyway, but she has to write an article about that device, and of course, because of her alien side, she writes a very scathing article, and then her boss is just like, you have to rewrite it. So it's kind of interesting to see where that's going, because one of the things about Superman and Supergirl is that it's not just the hero, it's also the alter ego, you know, Clark Kent or Kara Danvers, Bruce Wayne for Batman. You also have to follow that a bit too, because if you only have the hero, if you only have, you know, oh, Superman's going to save the day, oh, Supergirl's going to save the day, oh, Batman saves the day, it's not as interesting as when it's, oh, Supergirl saved the day, but now she's got to get back because she's got a report to do. Now she's got to get this what am I think news report in. So it's interesting to see that side of it, and I hope they keep that going, but not too much focus, because I don't want to have an entire episode about, oh, what's Kara gonna do today. I don't really care that much about it, but I do want to know. I do want to know how she's doing there. I do want to know if she's keeping her job up, if she's gaining the respect of her boss. I want to know all of that because that's part of her character. So I think they're doing a good job of balancing that out right now, and the humor's still there. Like that's one thing they've done well so far this season, is that the humor has gotten better. It's still cheesy at times, but it's Supergirl. It's supposed to be cheesy at times. I think most of the actual really good jokes come from some of the interactions between characters. I mean, Win is hysterical. He's got like this just, I don't know. It's kind of awkward humor, but the way he delivers it, it's so not awkward for him that you actually really start to enjoy it. Like, if you watch my review of Arrow, you know that Curtis, one of the main characters on there, he's got this awkward humor where he just starts talking and he gets all awkward about it, and then he gets all nervous, and then he keeps talking and then won't shut up, and then you can see that he's not confident in what he's saying. With Win, he says something, like he starts talking to Alex, and he's like, it's funny, all I had to do was this and this and this, and oh, you've already left. Okay then. And it's not awkward for him because he's kind of confident in himself. So it really works for his character. And of course you have some good interactions between Kara and Alex. I think my favorite one in this episode was Alex goes to where they find out the escape guy, Mon-El. They find out where he is through Win, so they go there instantly, and he's already gone. And so she gets back, and Kara's just like, why did you... Well, she doesn't even say anything at first. Alex is just like, I know, you're going to tell me you should have waited. I should have waited for you. She's like, no, I was going to say you should have waited for me, dummy. And just kind of gives her a little talking to, and Alex is just like, yes, ma'am. And it's kind of interesting to see that, it wasn't really an argument, but you could see that Alex understands why Kara's upset. And so that's all they had to say was Kara was upset the fact that she put herself in danger without asking for her help. So I love some of the interactions they've got going. It's very subtle this season. They don't really have to say a whole lot. And that's really one of the things they've improved from the first season. First season had a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue, a lot of explaining. This season has just kind of been, let's just show them. I am a little bit disappointed because, like I said, the whole Jimmy thing, I thought they were just going to have him at the beginning. He got walked all over by that, whatever his name is. He got walked all over, and he didn't say anything about it at first. I'm like, are they just going to not address that and then have him work on it later? But then they ended up having a conversation later on between him and Kara where he does talk about, oh, Kat wouldn't have let him walk all over her like that. And I'm just like, you didn't have to explain that. I understand. Just show me Jimmy figuring it out on his own without having to explain what he's doing. But I mean, it's still good. It's still enjoyable. They aren't really making a whole lot of mistakes. It's not great yet. I think there's still a lot of things they can do to make it great. Like I said, the villain in this one was a bit weak, but it's definitely improved from last season. It's definitely picked up and made a lot of improvements where I think last season really didn't get it right. So really enjoying it so far. Looking forward to next week. Looks some sort of battle royale type thing, which would be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm excited for what's going to happen. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? We can talk about, discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Supergirl reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.